All right. Well, good afternoon and welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Andrew Doffany, and I'm the Instruction and Outreach Librarian at the New Jersey State Library. It's my pleasure to present two of my colleagues today, Liz Kelly, who is the Adult Services Librarian, and Luisa Martucci, who is the Hispanic Outreach Coordinator for our Talking Book and Braille Center. For those of you who might not be familiar, the Talking Book and Braille Center administers the services through the National Library for the Blind. And so they're going to be talking about the services and features that are available for those who might be suffering from some print disability. It's not just visual impairment, but anything that prevents somebody from interacting with a typical print book. So we're really excited to have our Louisa and Liz today talk about this important aspect of what the state library does for New Jersey residents. Before we jump into the presentation, I just have a few housekeeping items to go over. First and foremost, we will be taking your questions today, so please feel free to send that at any time using the Q&A or the chat feature, and we'll be stopping periodically to address the questions, so you can use those two to get in touch with us at any time. I will be uploading a copy of the slides to the chat once we get underway, so you should be able to download them from there. If you have any problems downloading them from there, they will also be available in a follow-up email as an attachment. There will be a survey at the end of the webinar, so if you have time, we ask you please complete the survey. We always love hearing your feedback. And again, if you want more information about the Talking Book and Braille Center, you can visit the web address on the screen there. I'll also be sending that out in the chat so that you can click on that and explore that at your leisure. And then one last thing, I just want to do a brief overview of the Zoom dashboard. This is what your dashboard should look like if you're using a PC or a Mac. If you're using a mobile device, the dashboard may look a little bit different, but all the features will still be there. In the bottom left-hand corner, you can check your audio settings. So if you're using an external listening device like a headset or earbuds, you can check to make sure it's connected properly there. In the middle, there is a raise hand button. So you can click on that and that'll alert me. If you're having any issues in Zoom, hopefully I'll be able to resolve them. So just be aware of that. And then, as I mentioned, if you have questions, there's the Q&A or the chat buttons. You can click on either of them and we'll be happy to address them that way. So that is everything that I have for you here, and I will pull up the next presentation. All right, you are all set.
Okay, thank you so much, Andrew, and hello, everyone. First off, just thank you so much for being here with us today. We are really glad to have you join us. We are excited to be here on behalf of the New Jersey State Library Talking Book and Braille Center, or TBBC for short. And we're looking forward to sharing a little bit about who we are, what we do, and most importantly, how our services might be helpful to you or to someone that you know. TBBC provides a wide range of free library services specifically designed for individuals who have difficulty reading standard print due to a visual impairment, physical disability, or a reading disability. We'll be covering a lot of great information, and we want to make sure that we leave some time for at the end for your questions. So if something comes to mind while we're talking, feel free to type it into chat or send it to the QA, and we'll be happy to answer it during the Q&A portion. So let's get started. Next slide, please. Here is how you can reach us. My name is Liz Kelly, and like Andrew said, I'm the Adult Services Librarian at TBBC. My email address is lkelly@njstatelib.org, and my phone number is 800-792-8322, extension 805. I am joined today by my colleague, Luisa.
Thank you, Liz Kelly, and thank you all for being here with us today. My name is Luisa Martucci. I am the Hispanic Outreach Coordinator at the Talking Book and Braille Center. If you need to reach me out, it's the same number, but just make sure dial the extension 822. If you have questions about the Spanish speaking population that we serve, feel free to reach out. Thank you.
And also on the slide is the main phone number for TBBC Reader Services and the email for the Talking Book and Braille Center. Let's get into it. Next slide. So just starting with the basics, the Talking Book and Braille Center is a division of the New Jersey State Library. We are located in Trenton, but don't worry, you don't have to live nearby to take advantage of what we offer. In fact, we serve people all across the state of New Jersey. That's because our materials are either mailed directly to your home through the Postal Service or downloaded online, depending on what works best. So no matter where you live in New Jersey, you can easily use our library services. Next slide. At TBBC, our mission is simple. We're here to make reading accessible for people who can't use standard print. And that includes individuals with visual impairments, perceptual or reading disabilities like dyslexia, or physical conditions that make it difficult to comfortably hold a book or turn the pages. And the best part is everything that we offer is completely free, from the books themselves to the devices that we lend and even the shipping. It's all provided at no cost to our patrons. Next slide. Now, you might be wondering how all of this comes together, and that's where our partnership with the national organization comes in. The New Jersey State Library, through TBBC, has an agreement with the National Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled, or NLS for short. And NLS is a part of the Library of Congress and is an organization responsible for producing the audiobooks and the Braille materials that we provide. They also set the standards for how those materials are distributed and used across the country. NLS works with a network of libraries called Network Libraries, and just like TBBC, they make sure that these services are available in all 50 states. So even though we are based in New Jersey, we're actually part of a nationwide effort to make reading accessible to everyone who needs it. That also means that if you know someone in another state who could benefit from the kinds of services that we offer at TBBC, let us know. We'll be happy to connect you with the network library in that other state. And now, while TBBC and NLS do work very closely together, it's helpful to remember that we're actually separate organizations, and everyone who works at TBBC is a New Jersey State Library employee. And we're also supported in part by funding from the Institute of Museum and Library Services. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Luisa, who will tell you more about how to actually get connected with service.
Thank you, Liz. Next slide, please. Okay, who do we serve? So the National Library for the Blind is a nationwide program. We are called Network Libraries, as Liz just said. Our services support New Jersey children, teens, and adults who meet the criteria to receive our services. We serve people from 3 years old to 103 years old. In addition to serving those individuals, we serve all places in New Jersey that serve qualifying residents. Institutions, for example, including public libraries, nursing home, veteran associations. We provide no-cost home delivery services on behalf of the National Library for the Blind and Print Disabled to all New Jersey. And this is great. And we do all of these because our books are either download over the internet or mail out to our patrons through postal service free for the Matter of Blind. And all of this is through an application process. Either an individual or an institution must be applied for the services. Okay, next slide. So over here, I have the current NLS criteria. It says that someone is eligible for our library if they cannot read a standard print or cannot hold a book due to blindness, visual impairment, physical impairment, perpetual impairment, or reading disability. We like to give a special importance to this part because besides blindness, a general vision impairment, low vision, or visual condition will qualify as well. We often say that if you cannot read a typical newspaper, even with glasses, you qualify for our services. An example of conditions that fall under visual impairment could include the macular degeneration. A physical impairment qualifies the individual if the impairment prevents the person for holding a book or turning the pages for extended period of time. Also, it could be conditions like arthritis. And one important thing to remember about the qualifying conditions is that it could be either permanent or temporary. Next slide. As I say, application is always required and is the first step to join our library. Our application can always find online at the link over here. We have available an English and a Spanish version of the application. After the patron completes the application, it can be mailed to us. You can find the address and phone number for questions about the application at the top of the form. The fastest way to submit that complete application is through email. We also accept scans and cell phone pictures. It is very important that the information is very clear, and most importantly, is that certifying portion of that application is in a good quality. We accept electronic signatures for applications that are sent by email. It means that if you fill the entire application in a computer into a Word document or PDF file, we can accept that application. And applications that are filled out that way must be emailed to us. Unfortunately, we cannot take applications that are filled out in a computer and then printed and then mail to TBBC. If you're going to mail an application, make sure that application is filled out by handwriting. Unfortunately, those are the regulations from ANLS. Okay, next slide. Who can certify the application? For someone who proved their qualifications and need to be certified. Certification involves someone acting as a certifying authority by signing their name and their profession. We don't need any additional medical documentation. All we require is a complete fill our application, complete contact information of the person acting as the certifying authority. There are many professionals who can sign off an application as a certifying authority. This list has been expanded recently, and in this slide, I have a full list of the professionals that can act as a certifying authority, including doctors, optometrists, nurses, occupational therapists, educators, activity directors, facilities, case managers, or social workers. Next slide. Okay, and over here I have a portion of the certification, a new certification that is called parental acknowledgement. I see a question there. Is an audiologist? I think yes, Liz, right? And now audiology is an audiology.
I believe that if it falls under like therapist, caseworker, professional staff of the hospital or the list there, it should be able to certify as an audiologist. Yes.
Thank you for your question. Thank you, Liz. So over here, I have the new portion of the certification called Parental Acknowledgement. So recently, all the network libraries were directed to have new applications that include the parental acknowledgement requirement, meaning that by January 1st of 2025, all existing patrons under the age of 18 must have a parental acknowledgement on file, and the applicants should complete the portion of the application in order to receive the services. So here is the application. Parent guardians of minors are asked to acknowledge and accept all the program terms, meaning that the child will receive services and equipment and will have access to the entire analyzed collection and catalog all the material without any content-based limits. That it's very important. Also, it mentions that parent will return all the items loaned to the child, including the digital talking book, cartridges, hard copy Braille, and book players, and all the accessories when no longer needed. Okay, next slide. Okay, now I'm going to pass it to my colleague Liz, who is going to talk more about the services we offer.
Thanks, Luisa. So let's get into the fun part now. It's what we actually offer through TBBC. On this slide, you'll see a few pictures that show some of the materials and equipment that we loan out to patrons. I'm going to walk through each one so we can get a better idea of what these look like and how they're used. Starting in the top left corner, there is a picture of an audiobook cartridge. These are what we send out in the mail. They come in those sturdy plastic mailing containers like the one that is next to it in the photo. Inside there is also a list of all of the titles that's loaded onto that cartridge. So some people just get one book per cartridge and others get several. It's really up to patron preference, but that list will let you know what's on that cartridge when you receive it in the mail. Moving over to the top right, there is a picture of a Braille book, and sitting on top of it is one of our Braille e-readers. These are a more recent addition to our collection, the e-readers, and we'll talk a little bit more about them in a little bit, but they're a really exciting option for our Braille readers. Just below that image, on the bottom right, is a smartphone that shows our mobile app. The app is a great way for patrons to download and listen to audiobooks right from personal devices, whether you're on the go or at home. In the center of the bottom row, there's also some large print books that we offer to children and teens. And finally, in the bottom left corner is one of our audiobook players. This is a specialized device that we loan out, and it's designed to be really simple to use with tactile buttons and clear sound quality. We will dive deeper into each of these as we go along, but this is just a quick overview of the kinds of materials patrons of our library can access. Next slide, please. Let's talk a bit more about the audiobook player, because this is a key part of how many of our patrons listen to books. The player is needed to play those audiobook cartridges that we mail out. These cartridges work a bit like large flash drives. They arrive in those durable plastic containers, which includes a return shipping label, so you can easily just send them back when you're done. The great news is that we offer these players on long-term loan to any patron who wants one. That means you get to keep the machine at home for as long as you're using TBBC services. It's lightweight, portable, even has a built-in handle at the bottom, so it's easy to move from room to room. If the player ever stops working, don't worry, patrons can just reach out to us and we'll send a replacement at no cost. One of the standout features of this player is that it is designed with accessibility in mind. It provides spoken audio feedback for everything that it does. So when it's turned on, it'll tell you what buttons you're pressing as you press them. And this makes it very user-friendly, even for people who may not have used this kind of technology before. It also has a rechargeable battery, so you just plug it into the wall when the battery runs low. And once it's fully charged, you get about 24 hours of listening time, which is perfect for long stretches of reading or even taking it with you when you're out and about. Next slide, please. Now, here's something that we are really excited about. A brand new version of our audiobook player is on the way. The new model is called the DA2. It's expected to be released sometime in the summer or fall of 2025, and it's bringing some great new features that we think our patrons will love. One of the biggest upgrades is that the DA2 will include both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi capabilities. That means in addition to playing the regular cartridges that we mail out, the new player will actually allow you to download books directly to the device, so no need for a computer or any extra equipment. It's going to make things even more convenient and flexible, especially for those who prefer not to use a smartphone or a tablet to download their books. We know how many patrons are already looking forward to getting their hands on this new version. We've actually started a waiting list for anyone who wants to trade in their current player for the DA2 once it becomes available. So if that's something that you might be interested in, just let us know and we'll make sure that your name is added to the list. Next slide, please. There are a couple different ways that you can get books from TBBC. We try to make it as simple as possible and as flexible as possible. First, you can just always reach out to us directly, either by phone or by email to place an order. Just let us know what titles you're interested in and we'll take care of the rest. Whether you have a specific book in mind or you just want recommendations in a certain genre, we are happy to help. Another great option is setting up a reading profile, and this is something that we can do for any patron, and it allows us to send books automatically based on the patron's preferences. So if you love mysteries or biographies or a particular author, we can tailor your selections, make sure that you always have something new to enjoy without you needing to place individual requests each time. Next slide. For those who prefer not to call in with the book requests or who enjoy a little surprise mixed in with their selections, like I said, we do offer those automatic book deliveries. They're really convenient and they can be customized to work exactly the way that you want. With the automatic service, we send them on a regular schedule. The patron gets to choose their frequency once a month, once a week, every 2 weeks, whenever they return something. It's really up to them. But the titles are selected based on that personalized reading profile that we create. And The profile can include authors, genres, even specific narrators that the patron might enjoy listening to. And of course, it's not set in stone, so you can update your preferences anytime. But because our patrons aren't browsing physical bookshelves like they would at a public library or bookstore, we don't get to see the book covers or flip through the pages to get a feel for the content. So that's why NLS includes detailed annotations with each book. These summaries help us to know if the book contains things like violence or strong language or sexual content, which is things that some people like and others people prefer to avoid. So when we create your reading profile, we can also note preferences around this type of content as well, whether the patron would like books that include all of it, none of it, or just certain elements. We do tailor the selections accordingly, and that way the reading experience is always aligned with what that patron will enjoy. And you can think of our automatic book deliveries kind of like a personalized book bundle or a subscription box that's selected just for you. Back over to you, Luisa.
Thank you, Liz. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. So besides having access to our services through mail, as Liz explained, our patrons have the option to download library material through something called BAR. So NLS Braille and audio reading download services provides instant access to hundreds and thousands of books, magazines, music materials in audio, electronic Braille, e-Braille. Patrons will find current bestsellers, literary classics, mysteries, westerns, romances, and more. A wide selection of books for school-age children and teens, and books in Spanish and other world languages. Titles are added each week, so patrons have the option of subscribing to magazines through the bar as well. Very important to use bar in any way. The person needs to be registered and have an account to TBBC. After the application and the patron would like to use the bar, patrons need access to internet, they need an email address and a device. Patrons can select the option that best met their needs. For example, audiobooks and magazines through bar, which is either the free bar mobile app available for iPhone and Android devices, or use Bar Express for a desk computer. So as we mentioned before, we offer a e-Braille or Braille display for Braille readers. And so books are available for download through the bar services as well. Next slide.
Had a question come in. Can I text books from my Bard app to a friend?
I can take that one. So you can share the DB numbers. Each book on Bard has a DB number, but unless that friend is also someone who uses Bard, they would not be able to access it. So you do need to be a registered member of the library, but you could, say, "Oh, I read this great book," and give someone the DB number, and they would be able to find it on Bard for themselves. That answers your question?
All right, thanks, Liz.
Thank you. All right. So in this slide, we're going to talk more specific about the Bar Mobile. So Bar Mobile is a free app provided by NLS that allows users to download and access audio and Braille books, magazines, music scores, and their mobile devices. It is available for iOS, Android, and Kindle Fire devices. Bar Mobile have access to the exact same collection as our library in the regular Bar website. The app will give patrons 27 access to all the books in our collection without having to get assistance from a librarian. The app is designed to be accessible, particularly for individuals with visual impairments and those using a screen reader like VoiceOver. Bar Mobile allows users to search, download, and manage books, magazines, and the app includes wish list feature for saving items for later access. Users can customize the display with different text background color combinations as well. Once downloaded, materials can be accessed offline without needing an active internet connection. Next slide. Over here, I have the Bar Express. So if you're using Bar on a Windows-based computer, Bar Express makes it very easy to download books and transfer them to a NLS digital cartridge USB drive for use in your NLS Talking Book player. And most importantly, now you can click play and listen books right on the computer. This is new. As you can see, your services have been evolving over the time, making sure that everyone has access to our books according to our patrons' needs. Okay, next slide. We have my talking book skill, Alexa. This is new, runs on the Amazon Alexa smart speakers, and it's available through the NLS patrons, to NLS patrons using Bar as well. The skill is designed only for our patrons, so they can access and stream English language audiobooks from Bar. It works with voice control access. User can search the bar category, manage their bookshelves, navigate with books, and control playback using voice commands. So users need to register for the open beta through this link over here. And once you have the requirements, which is to have an Amazon Alexa enabled device and an account with us, existing bar account. We will provide a specific navigation guide for commands and my Talking Books user guide, which is available through the website as well in this link. And also the Library of Congress provides a monthly webinar for my Talking Book users with more information, features, and support if our patrons need it. And also they encourage that users provide feedback on the skill, because the idea is that they will progress and evolve this skill. Next slide. And now I'll pass it to Liz again, who is going to share more information.
Thanks, Luisa. As we mentioned earlier, TBBC offers services specifically for children and teens, and we are really proud of what we have to offer younger readers. In fact, TBBC has the largest collection of large print books for children and teens in the entire state of New Jersey, and these books are reserved exclusively for our youth patrons. That means that they don't circulate to adults, which helps to ensure that kids and teens who need them will always have access to age-appropriate, high-quality titles. That's just the beginning. So in addition to our large print, we do also offer the wide variety of audiobooks and Braille books specifically for young readers. Whether a child prefers to read with their ears, their fingers, or their eyes, we've got them covered. And these services are overseen by our dedicated youth librarian, Jen Apgar. Jen is a fantastic resource, not just for families, but for teachers and school librarians as well. She can help select books that match a child's reading level, interests, or even what they're studying in school. And she can even arrange for books to be delivered directly to the child's school. Next slide, please.
We did have a question about the Alexa. Can this work with Siri if someone does not use Amazon?
Unfortunately, no. This is specifically for the Amazon product. So it has to be an Amazon Alexa enabled smart speaker. Bard would be something that you could use with VoiceOver on Apple products. So TBBC also has a large and growing collection of Braille books, and we're excited to share some recent developments in our Braille services. One of the newest additions is the Braille e-reader, also known as an electronic refreshable Braille display. And it's here in the picture sitting on top of that traditional hard copy Braille book. This device works by raising and lowering tiny pins that form the Braille dots that represent letters and numbers. As you read each line, you just press a button to refresh the display and bring up the next line of Braille. But because Braille takes up a lot of physical space, this device makes it possible to carry and read Braille books on the go. It's a fantastic way to access digital Braille books in a compact and portable format. If we look to the picture on the right, for patrons who prefer to build up their personal collection of physical Braille books, we also offer the Braille on Demand service. And this program lets Braille readers request up to 5 titles per month in a soft paper Braille format, but they get to keep them permanently. So that means once you receive the book, it's yours and there's no need to return it. You can request any title from our collection of over 15,000 Braille books. After you submit your request and it gets processed, the book is just mailed directly to the patron's home. It's a simple way to expand your personal Braille library without leaving the house. Next slide, please. And since this week is Helen Keller's birthday, we wanted to take a moment to honor her with a special slide. Helen Keller was born on June 27th, 1880, and she was truly a trailblazer. Despite being both deaf and blind, she became an accomplished author, passionate advocate, and humanitarian who broke down barriers and changed how the world views disability. Her incredible life story continues to inspire people everywhere. And we are proud to say that we have a number of Helen Keller's books available here at TBBC. So if you're interested, you can explore her work through our collection. Deafblindness is also one of the qualifying conditions for enrollment in our library, which means people with combined vision and hearing loss can absolutely use our services. To support patrons who are hard of hearing, we offer a special high volume audiobook player. The device amplifies sound much more than our regular players do, and because the volume can be quite loud on these players, enough that it might actually damage your hearing if it's not needed, we do require a doctor's note to provide this particular player. But we just wanted to say, here's to Helen Keller. Happy birthday, and thank you for inspiring generations. Next slide, please. TBBC partners closely with the New Jersey Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired, often called CBVI, to offer our technology loan program. This program is designed to help eligible individuals access assistive devices like software-equipped laptops or desktop magnifiers, CCTVs, which can make a big difference in daily life. You may have heard of CCTVs, stands for closed circuit television magnifier. It is pictured on this slide, the bottom right. These devices are a fantastic tool for people with low vision because they make everyday tasks a lot easier. For example, a CCTV can help with reading a prescription label, examining photos, writing notes, or signing checks. And one of the great features of these CCTVs is that it allows users to customize the colors and the contrast to what works best for their eyes. As you can see in the picture, the text was made more visible by changing the font to a white on black background. So users of these devices can choose the different color schemes and contrast settings to make items easier to see, depending on their individual preferences. Next slide, please. We also want to highlight our library equal access program, which we call LEAP. LEAP is a wonderful program that's also sponsored by the Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired in partnership with TBBC. And LEAP offers free classes specifically for New Jersey residents aged 55 and older who have experienced changes in their vision. The goal of the program is to help participants learn about the accessibility tools that are built right into iPhones and iPads, tools that make these devices much easier to use for people with visual impairments. So you don't need your own smart device to take the class. iPads will be available for use during the sessions, or you're welcome to bring your own. But the great thing is that the accessibility features that they cover are the same on both devices. So Leap is a perfect for anyone who's thinking about buying an iPhone or an iPad, but wants to get some hands-on experience before making that purchase. The classes are offered at different levels. Beginner classes run over 6 weeks, and intermediate classes last 4 weeks. Each class meets once a week for about 2 hours, and throughout the program, participants learn how to navigate the devices and make the most of the accessibility features like Zoom that magnifies the screen or VoiceOver for spoken descriptions. LEAP classes are available at several participating libraries across the state, which makes it convenient to find a location near you. If you'd like more information about which libraries are currently hosting LEAP or when upcoming classes are scheduled, just let us know or follow us on social media, where we regularly share announcements and updates about the program. Next slide, please. Another resource we would like to share is NFB Newsline, which is an audio news service sponsored by the National Federation of the Blind, or NFB. If you are a TBBC patron, you are automatically eligible to use Newsline, and you can even register for it at the same time that you apply for our library services. It's just a checkbox right on our application. Newsline gives you free audio access to over 500 publications, including emergency weather alerts, job listings, and much more. And it offers a wide range of international and national newspapers like the Wall Street Journal, USA Today, as well as local papers like the Asbury Park Press and the New York Star Ledger. You can also listen to local weather updates and TV listings tailored to your area, plus the job postings and retail ads from major national retailers. And one of the best parts is how flexible Newsline is. You can access it over the phone through an iOS app on iPhones and iPads, using Amazon Alexa devices, on the NFB website, or even through email. And with that, I'm going to pass it back one more time to Luisa.
Thank you, Liz. In these slides, I have international languages. NLS has access to audio and Braille titles in many international languages from international producers and other agencies around the world that serve people who cannot read a standard print. And all of this is because the Marrakesh Treaty, which permits share accessible books around the world easier. The international language collection grows fast. So to keep our patrons updated and into all these titles, we have available a list of popular international languages books recently added to the NLS connection, available in this link over here. So every 3 months, we receive new titles in different languages. For example, the last issue includes Chinese, French, German, Russian, Slovak, and Spanish. Once these issues are listed in the website, books are available for download in Braille and audio reading by our patrons. For example, we have classics like Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, audio available in French and Spanish. We have Mark Twain in French, Spanish as well. We have Homer, we have it in English, in Greek, Bengali, and Spanish. So just to mention some examples of the resources we have in different languages. Next slide. Over here, I have a beautiful picture of our outreach team. So besides working with individually with our patrons and their favorite books every day through the phone and through the email, TBBC is constantly working the best way to engage the public through outreach, just like today. So we attend different events hosted by different organizations, such as health organizations, libraries, veterans retirement facilities, and then we connect with leaders and attend more events. So if your workplace or you know someone who will benefit from our services, please contact us. We will be happy to answer your questions or come and visit to you. Next slide. This is the newsletter and updates. So if you would like to know more about us, receive news and updates, you can subscribe here. But because our newsletter is only quarterly, we suggest to sign up for the New Jersey State Library newsletter to keep up with updates as well. Here is the link for the newsletter. As Andrew said, these resources will be provided later, so you will have time to make all these subscriptions if you are interested. Next slide. All right. So before going to the questions, we want to give you a few minutes to fill out this quick survey. We really appreciate your feedback from today's presentation. I hope you learned something new about TBBC, and I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Luis and Liz. While people are scanning and looking over this, if anybody does have questions, please feel free to send them to us using the chat or the Q&A, and we'll be happy to address them for you. So.
And in the next slide, please stay connected. You can find us in social media as well. You can scan the code in this slide. Yes, thank you. And start following us right away. I'm going to leave the floor open for questions. Liz Kelly and I will answer them. If we don't have the answer, we'll be happy to get your information and follow up later with you.
WebRead's Library of Congress search service makes you change your password every month, and this is annoyingly frequent. Can this be changed?
I can take that one, and I appreciate this question very much because I agree with you. We do actually regularly submit feedback to NLS about certain services. In fact, there was a feedback meeting today. So believe we have sent that feedback to them. The 16-digit password does need to be changed every 30 days. And we have gotten quite a few complaints about that. So we are hoping that that is changed in the future. Though at this time, we are not certain. I appreciate the question, though.
Give it a few more minutes to see if any other questions come in. So, do you have a sense of about how many people in the state take advantage of the services offered through TBBC?
We believe, I think 13,000 around is that our number of patrons at the moment. That's what our circulation system brings back for us. Some of them enjoy the mail service like we described. Some of them prefer to just download through Bard or use the Amazon Alexa, but you can always enjoy both types of service. So it's really up to you, whatever works better for you.
Is there a list of current libraries offering LEAP classes?
Yes, I will. Helen, thank you for asking that. I will get back to you with that one. Stephen Felly, our outreach librarian, is actually the one who facilitates that program, but he should have an updated list. So I will contact him and I'll send that to you via email.
How can I use Bard Express on my desktop computer with JAWS?
So that's a great question. Bard Express should be compatible with JAWS. You do need to download Bard Express and install it to use it. There is a website. If you'd like to call us later, Jay Prakash, I can help you get started with that. Do you have our phone number to contact us? We can walk you through the steps there. If you have JAWS already installed, it should work with Bard Express once you download it.
I will put your phone number in the chat.
Thank you. Okay, so, oh, perfect. Okay, so I'm seeing a couple other questions. I think Valerie says, who is best to be able to speak with via phone about a number of questions I have. Valerie, you could call me or Luisa or any one of our readers advisors directly. That same phone number that Andrew just posted down there will get you anyone who is available. But if you would like to speak to either me or Luisa directly, you can dial our extensions. My extension is 805. And I believe Luisa's is 822. So whoever you would like to direct your questions to, we should be able to answer them.
Correct. Thank you, Liz.
And I see Swati. Who do I speak with to schedule a visit? You same answer to that one too. You could call either me or Luisa, depending on what kind of event you're hosting. If it's more for a Spanish speaking population, you might want to speak with Luisa. But otherwise, you could call me, or you could even call our outreach librarian, Stephen Felly. His extension is 812. But I would recommend calling the main number or just directing your call to any one of our extensions.
Do patrons apply individually for services, or must it be done through their local library?
So patrons they can apply individually for service. We went over that application process. All they need is for someone from one of those professions to sign off for them. That could be a doctor, a nurse, a therapist, or even a librarian. So you can go to your public library to get help with the application, but you don't necessarily have to. So it's whatever is easier for you. But the librarians at your public library could sign for you too. So that is an option.
All right, we'll give it a couple more minutes, but anything, Liz, Louisa, that you want to close with, reminders, anything?
I would just say if you ever have any questions about TBBC, just don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are here Monday through Friday for phone calls. So if you have any questions at all about signing up for service, your already existing account with the library, please give us a call. Please reach out. We love hearing from patrons. We would love to hear from you.
Thank you very much for joining us today. We appreciate your time and listening to us. We know this is a lot of information, so if you can think about any other questions, please reach out to the main number. Someone will be able to help you or direct you who the person who you need to be to answer those questions. Thank you very much.
Bard looks like a bare bones database, and I just want to know if what I'm looking at on my screen is what it actually looks like.
So I'm not sure if the person who asked that question is a registered patron or not. I will say if you are not a registered patron, you probably don't have access to Bard. Um, I'm not sure how to answer that question, but it is pretty robust, I would say. You have the ability to download books, magazines, Braille and audio formats. So it's not, I would say it's more than just a database.
What time do you close?
So I personally stop answering phone calls around 4 p.m. I think the latest that people answer, I believe Stephen Felly is here a little bit later, so 4:30, about 8:30 to 4, I would say we would be available for calls.
Um, how can you tell if your Alexa is an Amazon one? I think maybe if your Amazon device has Alexa capabilities. You muted yourself again, Liz.
Sorry, thank you about that. So I believe that all Alexa devices are technically Amazon products, but there are specific ones that can be used with the My Talking Book skill. So I can get that list to you, Julia, if you would just like to send me an email or give me a call right after the presentation. I can get you the full list of which ones can be used with the skill.
I put your email in the chat.
Thanks, Andrew.
And I don't know if you can answer this, but who is responsible for the decision to use Amazon only for that service?
That would be an NLS question. We are, like I said earlier, NLS is the one who develops all the standards and the materials for our program. We are kind of just like the person that brings it to the residents of New Jersey.
Also, Liz, when the patron registers for Alexa, do they have to wait until analysts contact them to be able to use Alexa, right?
Yes, that is true. So right now, the skill is still in a beta test, what is what NLS calls it. So it's
Mhm.
only 5,000 slots available to use it nationwide. So that's the whole country talking book program. There is a wait list. So if someone does not use it, they get added. Someone else, someone who is on there does not use it for 30 days, they get dropped and someone else on the wait list gets added. I have found that I believe all the patrons that I've helped sign up have gotten access, so it doesn't seem like it's too long of a wait list, but there is a potential for you to have to wait to get access.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Liz. Thank you so much, Louisa, for presenting today. If anybody does have any other questions that you think of, I'll be providing their contact information in a follow-up email as well, so that you'll be able to contact them directly, and you'll also be able to view a recording of this in case there's anything um, that you wish to follow up on. So Thank you so much, everybody, for attending today. And Elizabeth, I'm going to I will follow up with you directly, Elizabeth, with the information that you're looking for. So um, again, everybody, thank you so much for attending. Everybody be safe, be well, and hopefully we will see you soon.